None of the drivers took out for warm-up this time. I guarantee a few of them added some fuel to their setups, though. All right, on to race number 2. We'll see Adam Barker and Eric McCready on the front row. Doling and Maximilian Gunther have the second row. Yuho and Nick Sorensen on the third row. Giancarlo and Xander side by side for the second race. This will be interesting on the fourth row. Brian LaRue and Mike Marshall rounding out the top 10. Mikhail and Ed Schiller 11th and 12th. Avery Walker in 13th, Harry in 14th, and Ronnie Wimberly in 15th. Question marks on, looks like Ronnie is taking to the grid, but Harry has not. Harry, after the early retirement in race 1, we'll see if he actually does not look like he is going to. Neither does Mike Marshall. And it looks like Ronnie is moving. Was worried about some technical difficulties for him there for a moment. Adam Barker and Eric McCready both had a really good pace in race number 1. Be interesting to see which one is faster and can they hold everybody off behind him. But row 4 is where we'll be watching closely the two fastest cars. Giancarlo in the Lambo and Xander in the Audi. This is going to get good. Can Xander and Giancarlo, you heard him just say, he is going to follow Xander toward the front. If you missed any of this race or any of the previous races, don't forget we do have a YouTube channel. Go check it out. All the links are on the Facebook page. We're also on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all the things. All the links can be found on the pinned post on the Facebook page. And you can catch this every Sunday and a lot more great racing every single week. Plus, follow us on all the socials so you can keep up with all the upcoming recruitment races and other stuff going on, including the upcoming charity race for the American Cancer Society in July. No, I'm sorry, June. Looking to raise over $5,000 to help fight cancer, and obviously a very, very special event. Really looking forward to that. And come back tonight, the BRR Cup Series, or Xfinity Series now, is going to Phoenix, although they're going to the newer version of Phoenix. Jared, old version. The classic legacy version of Phoenix is the correct version. You will never change my mind on that. Down through the kink, all the drivers getting warmed up. How many of them you think are dragging their brakes? That has been quite a controversy this week. All of a sudden, bit of a surprise. I did a video on how to warm your tires up, and like a year ago. People have been doing it for a long time. Interesting discussions going on in all the iRacing groups out there. Coming down to the final turn, Adam Barker will control the start. McCready right beside him, just waiting for that Porsche pace car to hit pit road. Pace car is, there he goes. Pace car is in. Adam Barker in control from here. Up the hill they go. Adam fires, they are away. Green flag now in the air. Adam gets a huge jump on McCready down into turn one. He'll control it. Doling already looking for a pass on McCready here. Doling down to the inside into turn one. Can't get there yet. Maximilian Gunther in fourth. Yuho in fifth. Giancarlo now up to sixth. Nick Sorensen in seventh. Xander back in eighth. Oh, a little smoke. A couple of drivers go a little bit wide. Brian LaRue looks like he is on a mission here, as is Mikhail in the McLaren. It looked like Mikhail might, there toward the end, looked like he was going to have the opportunity to start on the front row. Did not get it due to the fuel issue. Oh! Avery is making some moves. Now it's a three-car battle back in around the top 10. Ronnie Wimberly only completed 4 laps at race number 1, but the 2 Ferraris are back toward the back, and McCready is going backwards. He has had an issue and gone off track. Yuho dives down to the inside, and McCready just drove wide. Adam Barker up front. David, Giancarlo, so far so good in this one. But yeah, I had the same thought. And hopefully Adam will survive this one. Currently has the lead, but Mike Doling is in second and closing. They have pulled a gap on third place. Maximilian Gunther, fourth place. Yuho, Giancarlo, and look at this. Mikhail, who started back in 11th place, already up to 6th in the McLaren. Newcomer Xander currently running in 7th. After being so dominant in race 1, can he fight his way back up? Currently 5.5 seconds behind the leader. Ronnie Wimberly has gone off track, as has Maximilian Gunther. Let's see Ronnie first. Oh, just got loose off the turn. Ed Schiller manages to avoid it. Ronnie goes to pit road. What happened to Max? Down toward turn 1. Just goes a little bit wide. Great save, as out of shape as that car was. Adam Barker currently second in points. Mike Doling currently third in points. That gap from second to third is increasing. It is now 2 seconds. Yuho now up into fourth. Giancarlo in fifth. That McLaren has been extremely fast here today. He is currently in 6th place, 1.3 seconds behind Giancarlo. Xander now in 7th, and he is starting to pull away from Avery, but last time by the fastest lap was Mike Doling. He tries to get to the inside into turn 1, can't get there yet. And we've talked about it in recent weeks. Mike Doling, once he is into the lead, is almost impossible to pass. Adam Barker has to be very defensive here. That is definitely true, David. These are probably the 2 cleanest drivers out there. Each have one win this season, and if I recall, Mike Dolling's win was actually battling with Adam Barker. Yuho back in third, has made his way up to third now, gotten past Maximilian Gunther, still 2 seconds behind this battle, the battle for the lead. Mike Dolling has turned the fastest lap of the race. Last time by, still unable to get past Adam Barker. Xander in 7th place now, but he is closing in on Mikhail in the McLaren. David, that is the one thing I have loved the most since they've gone to this doubleheader format and inverting the top 7 is watching the guys that won race number 1 battle their way back through the field. And a guy like Xander, who had so much speed in race number 1, you have to wonder, how is the car being impacted because he is not out front at clean air? He's having to drive through a lot of dirty air to get toward the front. However, worth noting, about a lap and a half ago, when we looked at the time, Xander was... Oh! Mikhail goes off track. Xander now taking 6th place. Let's see what happened. There's Mikhail headed down toward turn 2 in the McLaren. Oh, he just clips the grass. Slides through the sand, gets moving again, but loses several positions. He drops all the way back into 12th. One of the biggest movers in race 1, and he'd already picked up 5 spots this morning. Yeah, they actually talk about those endurance races when we get to talk to them during practice, hearing them talk about the endurance racing together, how closely they work together, and how much they want to stay, keep it clean between themselves because they are teammates. And it looks like Mike Dolling has gone to the lead amidst all the chaos behind up the front straightaway. Dolling using the draft out of the final corner. They drag race down the front straightaway. Adam trying to get a little side draft there. Mike just outbreaks Adam into turn 1, and now Adam is going to have his hand full trying to get past because Mike Dolling is such a great defensive driver. Yuho now on Adam's back bumper has brought Maximilian and Giancarlo with him. A lot of changes in the top 10 just in the last... Oh! Maximilian wide through turn 1. Yuho now passed for 2nd. The changes on track happening very quickly as the lead pack closes back up on each other. Adam goes a little wide. Yuho manages to cut inside down toward the next turn. Adam tries to shoot back to the inside of Yuho here. Just not... Oh, Yuho slid! And Adam gets back by. What a battle we're seeing between these two. And look who is closed back up onto the lead pack. Xander is right on Giancarlo's back bumper. The top 5, the top 6 now within 2.3 seconds of each other. Things are about to get really exciting. As they come down through the final turns, we'll hop in the car with Xander here. Oh, it is getting dicey. Xander goes off track trying to not get into Max up through the final turn. A little bit wide, but keeps his foot in it. Down toward the start-finish line, there's Barney the flagman standing over it all. Into the braking zone, down into turn one. Xander looking for an opening here. Down toward turn two, still looking at this battle going on in front of him. Meanwhile, Adam Barker is closing back up on Mike Doling, and they are pulling away just a little bit. Xander looks left, down toward the inside. He outbrakes him into the turn. Back on throw, a little bit of a wiggle out of the back end, but he holds it. Now looking at Giancarlo's back bumper. Back on the throttle very, very quickly. Obviously, that Audi very planted here today. Into, oh, a little bit wide is, oh no, Xander's around into the wall. Let's take a look at what happened to Xander. Probably the fastest car on track today. Just headed toward the carousel, got a little wide, grabbed the grass, hard into the wall. He towed to pit road. Bit of a heartbreak. Xander has had an epic run all morning long. Ronnie Wimberly has had an issue. This second race has been extremely wild. Ronnie gets a little too wide, grabs the grass, spins it, but manages to get the car corrected and keeps it out of the wall. Mike Doling still in the lead, but Adam Barker on the attack in second place. Adam really sending it there. Giancarlo now in third, has Yuho right on the back bumper. Remember, three seasons ago, these two guys battled for the championship 2 seasons in a row. Yuho got it first, and then Giancarlo got the next 2 seasons. And Yuho looking down to the inside, can't get the momentum yet. Meanwhile, back behind him, Maximilian and Avery go at it. Brian LaRue has crashed. Brian in the Mercedes, down the hill into the right-hander. Oh, just loses that back end. A bit of a surprise. Haven't seen a Mercedes really struggle with handling, or at least a loose handling race car all day. The Mercedes has seemed extremely planted today. You're watching the battle for 5th between Avery and Max. And Xander just dropping in to say his race is sadly over, but looking forward to seeing Xander in the coming weeks, challenging guys like Giancarlo, Yuho, and Adam Barker. Obviously, this guy is going to be a factor for the rest of the season and all the seasons to come. Mike Doling and Adam Barker nose to tail down the front straightaway. Doling hanging a little bit to the right for most of the straightaway. Adam might have the momentum, not enough. He closed the gap up a little bit, but into the braking zone, it looks like Doling just can outbrake him by just a little bit. Giancarlo currently in third place, 2.4 seconds back. Has Yuo all over the back bumper. Avery Walker now up 8 spots into 5th. Race 1 did not go well for Avery. Race 2 seems to be going a lot better. Max on the back bumper, though. This battle far from over. And Nick Sorensen, who is up there in the fight for most of the first race, currently back in 7th place after starting race 2 in 6th. McCready now back in 7th, a rough start to race 2. Mikhail back in 8th. Bit of a surprise, but I know Mikhail has had some issues during this race, gone off track a couple of times. That McLaren just showing it is a ton of speed here today. Dolling still, Adam really sending it. You see him going wide quite often. He is pushing that car to its absolute limits. Coming up the straightaway, Adam will close the gap up here again. Adam closed it up by a 1/10 of a second. In the last few times coming out of that final turn, Adam has been really close, really far, and kind of in the middle of those two. It looks like he might be testing how far back he needs to be to set up the perfect run, but he might not want to play that too much more because Giancarlo is now down to 1.3 seconds behind. Yuo back in 4th, losing touch a little bit with Giancarlo here. Avery Walker and Maximilian Gunther, they're 2.3 seconds back and gaining on this lead group. Mike Dolling in, Adam was right on the back bumper as they go off into the carousel. Giancarlo now 3/4 of a second back. We're about to see we are about to see a 3-car battle for the lead. Yuo back in 4th, Avery Walker in 5th, Maximilian Gunther in 6th. These two guys still gaining on this lead pack as well. If this becomes a 3-car battle and they fight it out for very long at all, Avery Walker, Maximilian Gunther are going to be in the fight. Yuo in 4th, now 1.3 seconds back. Kidding, weren't they? Xander actually cooked his tires in this race. We haven't checked track temperatures. Track temperature currently 75, air temperature 72. Not extremely hot, but these guys pushing for everything they've got. Ed Schiller and Mikhail have both had incidents in the last lap. Let's take a look. Here's Ed Schiller in the Batman Ferrari. Oh, just loses the back end coming through there. As mentioned, we have heard the Ferrari is not great here this week. Let's see what happened to the McLaren. Coming up the hill into the left-hander. This is where Xander, almost an exact repeat of what happened to Xander. And the battle for the lead is now 4 cars deep. four cars less than 2 seconds from each other. And Avery Walker under 2 seconds behind. This has a very real possibility of being a 6-car battle for the win on the last lap. Giancarlo just set the fastest lap of the race, 2:03.4. Adam Barker still not able to get by Doling. Doling extremely good at defending. Can Adam get enough momentum into turn one? Giancarlo's got the run. Nope, he backs out. Adam doesn't. Adam sends it into turn one down to the inside. Can't keep the nose in yet. Giancarlo now tries to get back to the outside. Business is definitely picking up in the last 10 minutes of this one. Giancarlo now setting up for the next turn. And Yuho is right there with him. Adam's still holding him off now. Yuho looks to the... Oh, Giancarlo goes into... He went in too deep. The car slid. He gets into the side of Adam. Adam holds it. Giancarlo losing a ton of spots. That allows Yuho to close back up. Yuho now to third. Avery in fourth. And as that battle continued, he is down to just over 1 second behind. Maximilian Gunther right there with him. The top five right there together now. Mike Doling managed to pull ahead. He now has a 1.5 second lead over Yuho, who just came by Adam for second. This battling for second on back has paid off for two people. Mike Doling, who's been able to pull away. Avery Walker, who's been able to close back in. Avery now less than a second behind. Giancarlo, after that incident, has fallen all the way back to 8th, looking at the back bumper of McCready for 7th. Adam has an opportunity to make up some points here. Avery is now right on Adam Barker's back bumper, and Maximilian Gunther not far behind. Let's take another look at that incident with Giancarlo. Coming into that downhill left-hander, Giancarlo sends it in there. Great save by Adam, managing to keep the car going straight. It looks like Giancarlo did everything possible to try and keep the car off Adam Barker, minimize the impact, and Adam did a great job saving it. I think this race has had a different top 10 order just about every time they've hit the start-finish line. Doling's lead now 1 second as Yuho starts to close the gap. He's bringing Adam Avery with him. Max now 1.5 seconds back from that fight. Ronnie Wimberly has gone off track, definitely having a rough race after his first league win a couple of weeks ago. Definitely having a rough race here today. But still, probably one of the most impressive guys I have ever seen. Go check out Quad Racing on Twitch. I don't even have to tell you, just pay close attention, you'll know. Doling's lead now 9/10 of a second. Yuho, Adam, Avery are all coming. Max has closed down just a little bit more as well. Nick Sorensen has everything going on in front in the top 5. haven't looked back at 6th place in a while. Sorensen is less than 2 seconds behind and gaining as well. Giancarlo did get by McCready. He is back up into 7th place, but he is 17 seconds behind Mike Doling. McCready currently running in 8th. Brian LaRue had a rough start to this one, but currently holding on to 9th place. Ed Schiller, we've seen him go off track. Mentioned the Ferrari's handling issues here at Road America. He is still fighting and in the top 10. Mikhail in the McLaren, currently back in 11th. Ronnie Wimberly in 12th. Mike Marshall, Harry Volsmere did not start the second race, and Xander, the unfortunate incident that sent him back, currently out of the race in 13th. What an impressive run out of Xander, the newcomer to the group. He is definitely going to be a factor. You know what, David? I was just thinking the same thing. Race number 2, Road America, the absolute best race we have seen this season. And that's saying something because they have had some epic races so far. Especially second races every week. Yuho now is caught up to the back bumper of Mike Doling. Adam Barker, Avery Walker just came past Adam Barker for 3rd. Adam back to 4th. Max definitely now in the fight in 5th. And while this battling is going on, Sorensen has started closing in even more. Yuho has crashed. And here we go again with everything going upside down. Yuho looking to the inside. Couldn't get there. Drives too deep. Too hard on the brakes. Nice drift through the final turn. Backs it up to get out of the way and goes from 2nd place, battling for the lead, back to 6th. And another huge change. Mike Doling now still in the lead. Avery Walker up 11 spots into 2nd place. Started in 13th. What a run out of Avery today. Adam Barker now holding on to 3rd. Maximilian Gunther in 4th. Nick Sorensen in 5th. Yuho all the way back into 6th. Giancarlo in 7th. Eric McCready now back in 8th. Mullet power not working at Road America today. Brian LaRue in 9th and Mikhail in the McLaren in 10th. Ed Schiller 11th. Ronnie Wimberly currently running in 12th. Down through the kink, Mike Doling will, I believe, get the white flag this time. Avery Walker, though, looking for the win here. Avery Walker has one win this season, as does Mike Doling. In Mike Doling's car, as they come up the hill, we should see Barney waving the white flag here. Yes, indeed. White flag is in the air. Into turn 1. Will Avery Walker be able to do anything with him? Adam Barker is now closing back up just a little bit. Maximilian Gunther back in 4th. Ronnie Wimberly has crashed. Sorensen now in 5th, has lost a little bit of ground on the top 4. Yuho in 7th. Will not be a factor, or in 6th rather, will not be a factor, will not have a battle. He'll finish about 6th. Giancarlo 5 seconds behind in 7th. McCready another 3 seconds back in 8th. Brian LaRue in 9th. Mikhail alternate in 10th. Unlikely to see any change outside of the top 5, but this top 5, all within about 5 seconds of each other, a little over 5 seconds. Any mistake here could change anybody's position. Avery Walker in second. He has definitely has had a run here today, and when you consider he's picked up 11 spots in this race, Mike Doling has to be a little bit worried seeing that Audi behind him. Adam Barker now has Max back up on the back bumper, but through the final section, it's going to be a tough fight. This is going to be a drag race. Avery looks to the inside. Not enough yet. Through the final turn, they're going to race it up the hill. And it is going to be Mike Doling win the number 2 of the season for him. Avery comes home in second. Adam manages to pull off third despite issues mid-race. Max comes home fourth. Sorensen in fifth. What a race that was. And Doling has already begun celebrating. Let's start by talking to Adam Barker. Hey Adam, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, I got you. How we doing?
Hey, good. Man, that was an up and down morning between both races for you, but to come home third in this second race, you've got to be happy.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a shame. I think I could have done a bit of a job in the second one, but unfortunate in the first one. I had nowhere to go, and then there was a bit of a poor rejoin as well. So
it did get a little wild in that first race, but that second race, man, when you shot off the line and pulled out to a 1 second lead, it looked like there for a couple of laps, nobody could touch you.
Yeah, it wasn't. I was just making little mistakes that were causing me a little bit of time loss, and then I was fighting with everybody. It was just a little bit unfortunate.
Well, you still came home with a third place finish with Giancarlo finishing back in seventh. That is going to give you a few points today despite his winning the first one. So you definitely still have a shot at the title.
Yeah, still going. Mike did really well, so he's probably caught up a little bit as well. So it should be a good race for the top 3.
Definitely will. Well, also great save when Giancarlo got loose underneath you and just tapped you. That was a great job holding the car.
Oh well, he actually saved me. I'd already gone and he righted me, and then.
Well, that's something you don't hear every day, but man, great job, a great race, and a great finish.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Adam Barker comes home third. Let's see if we can talk to Avery. Oh, it actually looks like Avery has already taken off, but I know Mike Doling has not. Hey, Mike, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
Hey, good, man. First off, congratulations. That was a great win.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm sweating. It was like constant all the way through that race, just trying to hold on. It was good.
You really got challenged by just about everybody throughout that race, especially there on that last lap. When you saw Avery dive coming into that last turn, were you worried?
I had to look in my rearview mirror and I was like, oh no. And so I just thought, I'm just going to hold my line, and if something happens, well, we'll take it from there. But it was good. It was a lot of fun.
It did look good. I have to comment on one thing. While you're doing your burnouts, somebody sent you to the moon.
I know, it was Ed. It was fantastic. I don't know how high I got, but it was very high.
Honestly, speaking of how high you got, this week was 420. I hope you celebrated appropriately.
No, I didn't, because I have COVID at the moment, so I'm actually in my rig masked up because my youngest son doesn't have it, So me and my girlfriend both have it, and he's the odd one out. So we're so yeah, no, I'm not smoking. I haven't smoked anything today because I don't want to complicate, COVID, any issues with COVID.
Well, man,
So I sober. I should race more. I should race sober more often.
that might pay off, buddy. Second win of the season, a great points day as well. Man, congratulations. That
Thank
was an
you.
awesome, awesome race.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mike Dolan gets his second win of the season. The points will tighten up. I don't know what to say. That was definitely the best race of the season so far, and that is saying something considering the battles they have had all season long. Don't forget to tune in tonight at 7:30 Eastern for the BRRX Xfinity Series from Phoenix. The wrong version of Phoenix, but Phoenix regardless. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to come back next Sunday for more GT3 racing. Holy cow, I'm out of breath. What an epic race. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did, and obviously as much fun as the drivers had. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Look forward to seeing you tonight.